Hi, good evening, guys. How are you? Are you guys able to hear me okay? Hey, Melissa, are you able to hear me? You guys able to hear me okay? Anyone? Make sure.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure this mic was working.
Okay.
Okay, good. All right, we're going to give it a few minutes here. Obviously, it's a little early, but we'll try to get everybody on and then we'll get started. So thank you guys for your patience.
Oi, Mr. João.
Hello, how are you? I think I recognize that voice. How are you?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. All right, let's see. Let's see here. Click. Make sure we get everybody on here. All right, we're slowly getting more and more people in. Welcome, everybody. Let's see, make sure we have coaches. We have a few parents that I just sent a link to. So we're going to wait for them. They're not part of the district. They're freshmen coming in and don't have an email just yet. So we're going to give it a couple minutes, see if we can't get a few more of those folks in, and then we'll get started. All right, I see we have Coach Lambert. Let's see if we got. Okay, perfect. All right, if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to give another minute or two just to get a couple last people in, and then we'll get rolling. I don't want to take too much of everybody's time today, so I appreciate it very much. All right, let's see. There's Coach Kyman. Fantastic. Hi, how are you? Okay.
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. So we've got about 28 of us in here. That's good. There's Coach Lambert. All right, we got a couple more people coming in. Just want to make sure everybody. All right, so I am recording the meet, so that way we can post this at a later date. So we've got some parents, I'm sure, that are not going to be available tonight, which is fine. So we'll make sure that we post this in the Google Classroom, and then you guys are able to forward that to whom you like at a later date. So, all right. I think we've got a good amount of people in. Okay. Okay, fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and start. I just want to welcome everybody to our parent player orientation meeting for our 2021-22 girls volleyball season. So we're very, very excited to have all of you with us. My name is Coach Dre, Dre Sloan, formal name, and I'm very excited to be, let me get everybody in here. Sorry, got a lot of people wanting to get in. Okay. Extremely excited to be part of the coaching staff this year. I know that the interview process was pretty rigorous, as to be expected. A lot of candidates vying for the position, and I'm very honored to be chosen to lead the program. So I have a lot on my plate with the boys, the girls, and beach volleyball that's coming up later next year. So a lot going on, and I'm just extremely honored, like I said, extremely excited about the opportunity. So we're going to try to get into this as quickly as we can. I have a little itinerary that I'll go ahead and post at, a little later on tonight, so you guys can kind of review it. But I'll try to run through some of these items as quickly as I can. Like I said, I will post this in the Google Classroom, so you will have a list of all the things that we're kind of reviewing for a later date. So if you have any questions, you're more than welcome, obviously, to email me at any time. So before we kind of get into the details, I want to quickly introduce two of our new members of the Boca team, Rachel Kyman, Coach Kyman, and Taylor Lambert. So both of them are coming on board. We actually potentially have one more coach that we're waiting on. But as of right now, we've got Coach Kyman, who will be taking over the freshman team as the head coach, and Coach will be managing the JV. So I'm extremely, extremely honored, extremely excited to have them on board. I think you guys are going to love them. They're going to be a dynamic addition to the team and to the program. So we're very, very excited. So I'm going to give them an opportunity to say hello quickly. Before we do that, I just want to take a quick moment, just out of professionalism, to really thank the coaches from prior years, just for their time and their investment in this program. They've done an exceptional job throughout the years of really building up the program to what it is, today. We have a very rich heritage at Boca with the girls volleyball program. So, we as a staff, we've talked about this, and really our job is to kind of carry on that legacy, right? And try to add to it as much as possible, and give, the girls that are with us this year, a fresh opportunity to kind of go and get and conquer, the season for themselves, and have something that's theirs and something that's uniquely fresh and new. So again, just want to thank all of the coaches in the past. So hopefully we will carry on the good deed and do a good job on our end to make sure we maintain that legacy. So anyhow, very quickly, a little bit of background on me. I've been involved with volleyball for now 25 years, quite some time. I had a very early start at 8 years old. I'm from Brazil originally, so that was where my kind of young career began. I had a wonderful upbringing in the game, tremendous diversity, a lot of different coaches from different countries that I was able to kind of learn from, and had a relatively long career, I guess, an 8-year or so career as a professional, and then from there right into coaching. So I've been involved in coaching and training, personal training, skills development, the whole nine, since 1997 roughly. So I've been very privileged to have worked with athletes from the Olympic level all the way down to beginners. I've had a couple different years, and so been there, done that. So very familiar with sort of the club culture, the high school culture, the volleyball culture as a whole in South Florida. And so I'm extremely excited to be able to bring all the things that I've learned from prior years and from prior coaches and experiences to Boca, and hopefully that will serve us well. So that's me. Coach Kyman, you want to give us a little bit of your background? Say hi.
Hi, my name is Rachel Kyman. I teach at Omni Middle. I teach middle school, 7th and 8th grade. I played volleyball as an outside and a middle in high school and college, and I played college basketball. And I'm excited. I coached camps and things from grades K through 12s, and I'll be coaching the freshmen. So I'm just really excited.
Fantastic. And Coach Lambert.
Hey guys, I'm Coach Lambert. You can call me Coach Taylor, that works. So I've played volleyball for about 6 years, or since 6th grade. I've known Dre for 6 years. I just recently graduated the University of Alabama with a major in exercise science and a minor in food and nutrition. At Alabama, I was the vice president of the club volleyball team, and I coached for a club up there in Alabama. I'm really excited to be on board here with you guys. So yeah.
Fantastic. I appreciate it. Like I said, we have one more coach that hopefully Chelsea Castillo that will be joining us. We're just waiting for her to finalize a couple things. So like I said, hopefully we'll have another additional staff member with us. So, okay, with that being said, I want to try to move as quickly as I can through the itinerary. What I thought might be the best thing to do here quickly is just to share my screen with you guys. A majority of you, I'm sure, have already taken a good look at the Google Classroom. But I wanted to just take a moment to just kind of quickly browse through that and give a quick orientation as you're navigating through that. I just want to make sure you guys can see it okay. Give me the thumbs up. Well, I can't actually see it, but you can say, yes, I see it. Okay. All right. So this is our Google Classroom. Obviously, as we add people to this, we can add parents as well to the list, okay? So that you guys have access to this and the information that's on here. With the Google Classroom, everything that we do is posted here under our classwork page. So be sure to check this on a regular basis because this is where the majority of the information that we will be posting will be found. I've tried to categorize this and make it as easy as possible to orient through. So just again, a very quick navigation through it. This top section will be class resources or any information that we feel that you might need to know or have to help you just sort of navigate through some of the administrative things that we may require you to be doing, how to teach, how to email a teacher and things like that, forms that you may have to fill out, et cetera, for games. We have here our coaching staff bios. If you want to take a look at that, you're more than welcome to browse through that and get a little bit of more detail on us. And then we have some pertinent information here under our player information. And again, I'm going to let you guys all navigate through this on your own. Some of this is just information for you to have. Some of it might be information that we want you to act upon, okay? So the first one here we have is a volleyball agreement form. Once you are placed on a team, whether it be varsity, JV, or freshman, you're going to fill out this form. It's a very simple form that you'll print, and it gives you all of the rules in terms of conduct, et cetera, and what our expectations are as far as a student athlete within the program. So you'll get a chance to read through that. We'll be reminding you guys of some of these steps, obviously, as we progress and teams, are selected. Our profile matrix value. This is another just interesting piece of information that you guys will want to look at as we progress. This is a card that we use to help define the type of athlete that you are and the type of athlete that we're looking for. So hopefully as you're scrolling through this, you can identify some of these areas that may be areas of strength and areas of weakness, okay? Our daily attendance form. This is also a very important step as far as every time that you step into the gym at Boca or on campus at Boca, as far as a girls volleyball activity is concerned, we must take daily attendance. So the easiest way to do that is just to do a daily attendance form. So when you get to the gym or wherever you're training with your group, obviously this will be the first step that you'll do. You'll access your Google Classroom and you'll fill out your daily attendance form. Okay, real simple. Okay, as far as the meat of the information, this is really where a lot of the content is going to lie, is in this fall season information section here. So the first one is our master calendar, our master schedule. I was fortunate to kind of jump on this a little early and get a lot of things locked in. So pretty much, everything that you see, 99% of everything you're seeing here is 100% good to go, which is great. So we have our date set here for our open gyms. We have our preseason conditioning week starting August 2nd through the 5th. Our tryout dates, are set, as well as our first major tournament for varsity only will be held on the 21st, and that will be at Nova Southeast. So this sort of takes the place of maybe a tournament that would be out of state or something to that effect. We got a special invitation as one of the top teams in the state of Florida It's by invite only. It's the cream of the crop. So we're going to be jumping into deep waters right away and getting a chance to really test ourselves right early out in the season. So again, more information on all of this will be rolling out to you guys, so you'll be well informed throughout the season as to if there's any changes or any information that's pertinent. We've got a full schedule. We tried to get all in all within the regular season, roughly 18 or so games. That does include tournaments, okay? So we've got the following dates and games that are already set. These are all locked in as of now. We've had a couple little here and there with some of the programs that miscued on some of their dates, but that's okay. So we've got a freshman JV season tournament that I just locked in today. That's going to be at Park Vista. So that should be a good opportunity for JV and the freshman team to really get their teeth into the game. JV, I believe, has 16 teams registered, and as of now, the freshman tournament has roughly 8, so a little bit smaller. But again, I'll be posting additional information on those. As you can see, a lot of games are away. Unfortunately, due to last year's arrangements, there was a lot of deals, I guess, that were made. So we owe a lot of teams an away game. So as much as I tried to get home games, it was tough. So there's a lot of away games. I'm so sorry, but I didn't really have much of an option with this. So, but we've got a good schedule. I'm very happy with it. So I think that it will be very competitive for us. We've got the Palm Beach Classic that we're locked into for both JV and varsity. So at this point, the freshman, JV would have 2 tournaments, and we would have 2 tournaments for varsity, obviously one being a little maybe stronger than the other, potentially. And then that rolls us all the way through into senior night, which will be versus Coach Sikora at Palm Beach Gardens, but it'll be obviously home. So that's what we have currently. As far as the rest of the dates, obviously we'll update this and post this as we progress. On this Excel sheet, you'll also notice that we've got a variety of different tabs here that are obviously empty at this point, but we will have work team assignments done. We'll have our varsity roster, JV roster, etc. That information is available to you guys, and you'll have that to look at when the time comes. So let me just get back here to our classroom and go through some detail here. So our girls open gym schedule, I tried to put as much of the detail as you need into here, as well as I have this itinerary, which has a lot of detail on there in terms of a to-do list, kind of itemizes all the different steps that you need to take to make sure that you don't miss out on any of the paperwork that's required. As you know, it's a lot. There's a lot of little details, so we want to make sure that there's no hiccups. But again, I tried to put as much content in here as I could. If you're signing up for the Girls Open Gym, you need to come into this Google Classroom and fill out these forms. So we've got an electronic form that you'll fill out that'll tell us which dates you plan to attend, as well as some other information that we need from you here, okay, in terms of the paperwork. So it's very, very important that this is all done and completed, or we cannot admit you to the gym and not allow you to participate. So Coach Walker's been extremely stringent on this, so we want to make sure we follow the letter to the T. So again, I see some of you have already turned that in. The rest of you, if you're interested in these dates, please come out. I have identified certain dates that will be for freshman and JV level players only, and certain dates that are just for varsity. So just be aware of that. Okay, it sounds like I've got somebody looking to get into the meet, so bear with me. Okay, so as far as the preseason conditioning week goes, again, same thing. A lot of the information is in here. Everything that you will need and to know about is in here. So please, students, especially you guys, since you have constant access to this, dive in here and make sure that you have everything you need. I've made some updates to this. Some of this information rolled out to me a little bit late. I grabbed it when I could and tried to update the classroom. So we have the athletic packet for 2021 through 22. I will open that quickly because it's very informative, and it will give you the to-do list that you're going to need. So there's everything that you'll need to complete. Everything is in here. So just go through the packet, make sure everything has been signed, notarized where necessary, etc. It's very important that we get this taken care of. You'll notice that there's a slight difference between the paperwork for your preseason and the paperwork for your open gym. Open gym schedule falls under the summer training schedule. So it's very important that you understand that we need to have your insurance coverage, and that's a personal insurance coverage for that particular period of time. The high school insurance coverage doesn't kick in until the beginning of the FHSA official season, which is August 2nd. So please make sure that you have a copy of your insurance card and as well as the other information that you see there. Okay, all in place. Okay, so moving on quickly, tryout information is here. Obviously, that's a little bit down the road, but we do have those dates posted here as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is when you guys see this itinerary that I've put together, what I've tried to do is just put in sections what is required for you for each of the sort of seasons, right? You got your open gym season, you've got your conditioning week, and then you've got your tryouts. And then from there, you're on a team. So what's the process with that, et cetera? So there's some other additional forms that are going to be required, like your concussion, heat illness, sudden cardiac, the NFHS certificates that you'll need to complete and print. Again, all this information is right in here. If you look at your tryout registration, I have everything ready for you. You click, you print, and you take care of it, get it signed or whatnot, and then that will all get compiled and put into a file that we'll be collecting from you guys. The only thing that I'm sure you already know of, obviously there is a GPA stipulation as far as being on a Bobcat athletic team. You must carry a minimum of a 2.0 GPA. And obviously follow the code of conduct, etc. So just be aware of that. So again, I will post all this. I've got it all detailed out, and I'll post it so you guys have that information. Okay, before moving on, does anyone at this time have any questions pertaining to any of this content? Any questions pertaining to the upcoming open gyms, preseason, tryouts, etc.? Okay, I don't know if anyone's maybe entered something into the chat. Okay, all right. Okay, no questions. Wow. Okay, it looks like okay. Paperwork. That's the question we want to answer next. So, all this is due, unfortunately, by the 17th, which I know is a very quick turnaround time. But if we need to extend that date a little bit, we can do that. Obviously, throughout the first week of the summer, right? So we're in our last week of school. The following week, we can certainly schedule an additional date if need be to collect the remaining paperwork. But I really need you, if you can, to just hustle on this and get this paperwork to us, please, as soon as possible. So Thursday, the 17th, we will be at the school at around 4 p.m. in the gym. We'll have a couple tables set up with a lot of manila folders. So the process will be very simple. You come in, we collect your paperwork, we put it in a folder, we write your name on it, we set it aside. And then our staff will go through and comb through each one and highlight, any missing information that we might need from you and get that back to you so that you can complete your package. So that's probably the easiest way for us to handle that. Any other questions about that? So again, that's the 17th. So coming up in a couple days on Thursday. And we will schedule a second date if need be. We just need to have all that information into us prior to us commencing open gyms. And our open gym schedule, take a peek here, would start July 1st, it looks like. June 29th. Would be our first open gym date. So with open gyms, I just want to clarify that while we're on that topic. Unfortunately, we're very limited in terms of the amount of athletes that can participate on a hourly basis, right, or per visit. So we have a 20 athlete limit. So it's sort of like the first 20 athletes to register for that open gym. Those are the only 20 we're allowed to let in the gym. It's unfortunate. I tried to see if we could section the gym into two, obviously with a partition, and have two what they're calling pods, but that got shot down. So it's a shame, but a large gym with only 20 athletes, but that's the number. So just be aware of that. you know, it's not the end of the day if you're not able. Obviously, you might be disappointed that you're not able to come and participate in the open gyms or have, you know, be able to get in to it. But we're very limited with the gym in terms of availability. You know, so we did our best to try to accommodate certain dates just to get you guys a chance to come together, meet each other, and touch a ball. There will be no instruction of any kind going on. We literally open the doors. You guys set up the courts, and we are just there to supervise. So again, just be aware of that and make sure that you guys, you know, follow those protocols. And again, they're all outlined in the Google Classroom. Okay, any other questions? I'm going to go back here to the classroom. Any other questions pertaining to this information here? Again, I'll post this right away so you have maybe a little bit of an easier process of navigating through this content, because I know it's a lot. It's a lot of steps involved with this. Okay, quickly moving on, so we're not taking too much of your time. So fundraising. Just to kind of quickly go through this, the remaining portion of the classroom. So as far as fundraising goes, we're actually going to be using a new vendor this year. So we're actually contracted as school-wide with Vertical Raise. It's a new company that's out that promises a whole lot more money. So we said, yes, we'll take that. So Coach Walker and the coaching staff kind of came together, and everybody felt really good about the presentation. So we will be doing a fundraiser. It's very easy to do. It's similar to the format you're accustomed to, obviously with Snap Raise, in terms of going through the email process and, you know, sending out your emails, etc. One additional thing that I like about this is that they have a new platform. Their corporate sponsor platform. So it allows up to 5 corporate sponsors to have their logos on the fundraising page, which I think is pretty neat. Of course, donations are tax deductible, so this will be something that we'll probably try to chase down. Our corporate sponsor donations, I think it's the minimum is $500. So just those of you that may be interested in supporting the program, this is an absolutely fantastic way to do it. It's super easy as well. So we'll have more information about this as we roll it out. I did in these in the notes I have give you guys the name and email of the gentleman that we'll be working with Vertical Raise, in case you have any, you know, sponsorship questions or any other questions that you need answered. Okay, so we'll have that information to you. And again, I added in here as well. So there you go, Jacob. So hopefully that's all his information there if you have any questions. Okay, and again, once we get our teams together and whatnot, we'll talk a little bit about what our, you know, potential goals will be as far as fundraising for this year. Thanks to Brett and other, obviously, coaches prior to him. They've done a great job of keeping the account full and giving us some resources to use. Some of those resources were, in fact, used this year after I kind of did a little bit of a program assessment, per se, to see what our needs were. So some of that money has been spent on some training aids and some different equipment that we feel we might need. You know, so just FYI on that. Again, some of this other information will come at a later date in terms of the practice calendar, etc., times, all of that information will roll out as we progress. To just give you a general idea, we would like to have our freshmen and our JV practice right after school. So our goal is to get them into practice by 3:45. And then our varsity will be jumping into a practice at 4:30. So there'll be a slight little delay for varsity. Maybe they can go ahead and get some Jamba Juice or whatever prior to, and then we'll kind of roll right into practice. So we're trying to give, obviously, JV and the freshman team as much court time as possible, as well as doing some other things that we think might be of value to both of them. But we want to make sure the varsity obviously gets seniority and get as much of the court that they need. So just FYI on that. We'll roll more information out as we progress. Now, I want to point out very quickly here, I know some of you, obviously from last year, you had a lot of this content available to you in terms of your summer workouts. One of the things that we had to make some changes on was we cannot have coach-led trainings. So they actually, just due to the fact that we're not certified personal trainers, even though I am, it still wasn't something that they suggested. So we're actually giving the students, you guys, the opportunity to I guess, manage that part of your training on your own. Okay. But to guide you, to assist you with that process, and again, it's completely optional. We would encourage it. Obviously, it's going to show in terms of your performance in the fall. It's a pretty short summer, so I'm not sure how many games you'll get, but definitely worth doing if you're not already doing something. So this is a quick little workout schedule that I've put together, depending on the position that you play. Whether you're a defensive specialist or a hitter, these are actually 2 days, and it runs all the way through the week. It tells you when to rest, etc., and what specific workout that I may want you to do. So take a good look at that. Those workouts all line up with the content that you see in your classroom. As you can see, we have HIIT workouts, yoga workouts, right? Recovery workouts, ab workouts, plyo-vert training. Everything's in here. We even have a nutrition guide. So my advice would be you can select the first program, which is the summer workout schedule option A, and you follow what we ask. So on Monday, it may be I want one HIIT workout that you will select. You pick like a la carte, one of these that you enjoy. And then it might be that the second workout that day is yoga related, or it might be recovery related. So you will select a la carte a workout that you like and conduct that on your own. Okay, very, very simple. Some of you are in the gym. You may be going to a gym where you're on selectorized pieces, or you're using free weights, or you're doing Olympic lift type workouts, etc. I found this to be a very handy reference guide. A few years ago, we had a professional team, and we utilized this workout for them, and they really enjoyed it. So I've put together, what I feel like is a good volleyball specific workout plan here. And you'll notice that with each one, we have Mondays and Wednesdays, right? Kind of gives you what to do. And there's videos that are connected to each of the exercises so that you're ensuring proper form. So feel free to take a look at that. Some of you that are a little bit more, you have more expertise in the gym, you may be able to utilize this and just get some tips from some of the videos in terms of form, right? So that hopefully will help you guys in terms of giving you two, flexible options there. But I highly recommend you guys just take a good look through this. The nutrition guide we have here, I believe this one came from, might have been USA Volleyball, but it's very, very good. I've actually had this for some time. Read through it. It's got some very good content. The majority of the information here comes directly from a dietitian or a team of dietitians, right? So they're legally allowed to give you some type of a meal plan, or offer that type of guidance. So just take a look through this, because a lot of this content is information that they suggest in terms of nutrition. So I've always found this very, very helpful. So again, just resources, right? Our job is to try to make this season as informative as possible off the court, and give you guys all the available resources that we have to make it as easy as possible. So that way we can concentrate a lot more on what's happening on the court. Okay, so that's a quick little walkthrough with that. I'm gonna go ahead and I can stop sharing here. Oh, presenting. Okay, a couple other little bits and pieces. We did, like I mentioned, order about $2,000 worth of equipment. So I'm excited about that. I think some of the things we really needed, some of the stuff was quite dilapidated. So I want to make sure we have everything we need in terms of training aids for our online, or for our on-court training. We also got the varsity team brand new Nike uniforms. I'm very excited about that. They are absolutely gorgeous. We do have a home and away jersey. Our home jerseys will have Bobcat on them. The away will say Boca Raton, and they are Nike jerseys. So it comes with spandex as well. So varsity, you're getting a fresh new kit. So I hope you're excited about that. It looks really good. The other thing that I did want to do is outfit our teams with some apparel, some team apparel. I would like to try to make a couple changes in terms of practice apparel this year, and maybe ask the girls to actually come to practice in some form of uniform. So we actually have purchased two Nike jerseys or workout shirts for the girls to wear, and we're asking that they wear those for practice, for training. So there's a little bit of washing going on, but I think it just keeps everybody very uniform. And we're trying as much as we can to have a non-club shirt policy. Doesn't matter what club it is. We're just trying to move away completely from any sort of club influence. And so I think this was a good part to keep it very uniform. So I think we'll look really sharp at practice with the shirts. So the girls will be getting, varsity will be getting a Nike hoodie that we have custom designed. We've got 2 t-shirts and a backpack. So that will be the package that they will receive. Obviously, when this was all said and done, it was a huge hit to the account. So we do have to recoup it to some degree. So there is a fair play fee that is attached to these particular packages. And again, JV and the freshman team also will get one. The only thing that JV and the freshman team will not receive is the backpack. So you will get a Nike hoodie. It'll be a different color, and you'll get your practice shirts. So just FYI on that. And again, this has nothing to do with the open gyms, got nothing to do with the camp that we're doing in the beginning of August. This has to do with once teams are selected, those athletes that we have on board will then have a fair play fee that they will be required to pay. The varsity package is $179 for the season. JV and freshmen are $39. So, we did have this for the boys. Theirs was a little bit more. I think it was like $230, but it was well worth it. And obviously, this apparel each player gets to keep and take home. So just FYI on that. Couple other things here that are very important to us. We would like to create a parent planning committee. So those parents that are diehard team moms, team dads, we would love to have you involved in this with us this season. We're going to need your assistance in the planning process. We want to make sure that what we're planning and what we're doing obviously benefits you, the parent, as well as the athlete, right? So this is a family thing. So we really welcome your assistance, you guys. So those of you that are interested, please email me, andrew.sloan@palmbeachschools.org, and we'll put together a committee. So your responsibility would be to come up with team bonding events for all of the 3 teams. We really want to emphasize that as much as possible, and that can be as simple as little cookouts or movie nights or whatever. I think that would be phenomenal. Also, the award ceremony, the team banquet, right, and senior night. So big ones that we would just love to get your input on. I know I had a couple parents this past year with our boys that like literally knocked it out of the park. It was really, they did a phenomenal job, and that's just not me. I'm not the creative side, and they just came in, took over, and did a wonderful job. So just FYI, if you could give me a shout out and let me know if you're interested in being involved in that. The other thing is we would like to put together a couple different community service events. We really feel this year that we need to get our athletes out into the community and doing some volunteer work. So it might be as simple as, cleaning the beach, and then maybe do a little something, a little social time after. But I would like you, the committee, to be thinking a little bit about maybe those opportunities as well, even if there's just a couple of them throughout the season. That would be great. So again, they're not fundraisers, just community service. We're out to try to assist and help nonprofit or whatnot for that particular day or afternoon. Social media, we do have our social media platform, I think, updated. We've got our website, the Boca Bobcats, Boca High School Bobcats.com. That should be, at least for varsity, fully updated as far as the season is concerned. And we do try to give you guys information on that platform as often as we can, as well as we have our Instagram and then the Google Classroom. Honestly, for me, because I'm not savvy with social media, I'll let Coach Lambert handle that. I'll be doing all my posting on the Google Classroom. So you'll get information from me through there. So just be aware of that. Very, very quickly, lastly, we have a software program, Huddle, that I believe was used last year. I did get a hold of the rep, and I did get a huge upgrade to this service, which I'm absolutely stoked about. If those of you that are familiar with Huddle Assist, I convinced Coach Walker to purchase it. It was a ton of money, but he stroked the check, and it benefits not only us, but a lot of the other athletic programs at Boca. So Huddle Assist, I don't even know where to begin. It is an absolutely phenomenal platform in terms of giving us as coaches relative information, vital information that we need in terms of a team's performance, and in terms of an individual's performance. It gives us video breakdown. All of this footage is accessible to the players. You can take this and run with it to the different clubs that you're with and use it as recruiting footage. There's a lot of different things that come with this package that are of use to you guys, so from a recruiting standpoint. So obviously, with my club background, I've been doing that for 20 years. I did the old school way, but this is really a unique way of doing things. So I was really blown away. So we've got that ready to go as well. Putting into the field a permanent video recorder that will get placed there permanently, and it'll automatically stream and download right to the account. So we'll have access to everything within, I think it's 24 hours. I think it's actually a 12-hour turnaround. It might be sooner than that. So very cool stuff. So there we go. A lot of information, but that gives you hopefully some content, some of the things that we're working on diligently to try to better the program. And again, like I said, to try to honor, all of that's been done from prior coaches. We realize a lot of you have strong ties and it's normal, relationships with the coaching staff that we had at Boca. And when the three of us that are new sit down, we talk a lot about what is it that we want to bring to Boca, and really the mission, the objective is no different than maybe any other coach. We want to have this program excel, right? We want to excel at the highest level. We want our teams to perform well. But I think more importantly, and hopefully maybe a little bit of a dynamic that we might be able to bring that's unique, is a really bring to the table an individualized focus that maybe hasn't been there before. I know for me, I really enjoy the learning process, the teaching process. Athlete diversify their game is very important to me. What we don't want to do is have our athletes get to a point where they become one-dimensional, right? Most of our seniors are moving on, regardless of whether they're playing in high school or a club, they're moving on to a college program. And, there's a coach there now, but that coach could be gone by tomorrow. And they're going to be introduced to new philosophies, new perspectives, new ways of thinking. And it only strengthens the athlete when they have that clear perspective of the game, a broad perspective and different weaponry, and be able to come and make a quick adjustment to a new setting. And so really for us as a program, we want to have that team focus, but we really want to challenge the athletes from an individual standpoint to mature and learn. And this is how we better our freshman team. This is how we better our JV as they move up next year into varsity. This is how we best prepare our seniors for the next level as well. So I just want to put it out there. We're not in any type of contention of any kind with any of the other programs or any content that the athletes have already been taught. What we want to do is see if we can get our athletes to diversify to the best of their ability and be welcoming and being open to some new ideas. I had an athlete this past year, which a lot of new information was sort of being given to him, and that I use the analogy that at the end of the day, teaching information can either be thrown away or it can be ingested. It can be invested, right? You have that choice. And we always leave a big yellow trash can right by the door. So athletes that don't want the content, they throw it away. Athletes that want to keep it, they do. And so we like that. We like the fact that the athlete ultimately has that choice to have the option to learn or not learn in that learning and teaching environment. And it's no different, than us as teachers. that's what we do, right? We teach, and some athletes or some students get A's, some get C's. It all depends on how much is invested. So we just want to strongly encourage all of our athletes just to come to the table with a fresh perspective. It's going to be new. There's going to be some things that are going to be the same. So we're doing the best we can to make sure that we acclimate everyone as well as we can, as quickly as we can, as well as we're trying to acclimate to a new setting with a new group of girls. So a lot of talking. I'm going to shut it here, open up the forum here for questions, or Coach Kyman, Coach Lambert, if you have any additional comments, anything that I've missed.
Hey, Dre, there's some questions in the
there's questions. Fantastic.
Yes.
So let's start here. Okay. So we know where we turn the paperwork in. That's going to be at the gym. We've got that date set. The paperwork can be handed to me. What I'm asking is, if possible, to try to have it handed in that day, that Thursday. It just makes it a lot easier since we're there and we're prepared and we can just go ahead and store everything. However, if you have information, documentation that you want to get to me during the school hours, because my office is located in the boys' locker room, it's difficult, obviously, to find me, right? I don't have that accessible office space. So I would recommend that you either leave it at the front desk, ask them to place it into my cubby. They can easily do that, and then I can go ahead and collect it at that point. Or you can, like I said, try to catch me throughout the day. And if you've got that paperwork, I'm happy to meet you and collect it. So again, if you can, that'd be great to meet me there. Why don't we have a school email yet? Okay. So you're going to have to contact the school about that. I'm not sure why that is the case. So I'm not even going to begin to answer that. I would contact the front office, or contact, if there's been a dean that's been assigned to your daughter, to your student, reach out to them for that information. Obviously, the sooner you can get that email, the better. Just FYI, the way it worked tonight is I actually had to open the meet and then send the meet code for the live meet in an email that I already had prepared, and that's how we had individuals outside of Palm Beach County School District access the meet. So it can be a bit of a challenge. So yeah, check that out with them. If you have any difficulties with any of this, you obviously just email me. Do we bring all the paperwork for the open gym? Okay, here's what I'm going to recommend. If you know that you're going to the condition and you know that you're going to be trying out this fall, literally just bring everything. Just knock it all out and be done with it. And that way you have all of your paperwork in place. I know some of you are athletes with maybe some other programs. A lot of your content, your paperwork, your documentation will expire early August. So regardless, you're going to end up having to redo it. So I would just get it done again if you can. Just get that all handled. So yeah. How much for JV? I think that was the fair. Is that what I think that's the question relating to the fair play fee. Is that right? It's $139 is the package for the fair play fee. And again, this is just to cover some of the apparel, right? We wanted the athletes to, have some new apparel that they get to keep. So again, a hoodie, 2 training jerseys will come with that package, and it's Nike, so it's obviously great quality. Hence the cost being, a little bit higher than maybe usual. But again, there is some additional equipment, obviously, that we ordered as well. So some of that had to be recouped. But okay, how do we know if we are one of the first? Okay, it's a good question. What will happen here is I'll have our coaches comb through the Google forms, the Excel form, the response forms, like on a regular basis. Once we get 20, so once I hit 20 for that particular session, I'll post that on the Google stream. Hey, for this date, we've hit 20. We are no longer taking any more spots. Again, it's just the easiest way to communicate is through the Google Classroom. So that will be the way we will handle that. Okay, I don't see any other questions. Okay, open mic. Anyone have questions, concerns, anything at all?
I don't know if you answered. There was a question in the chat that said, do you have to already be on a team to participate in the open gym?
No, absolutely not. So again, every single person that's in this chat and beyond are welcome to participate in open gyms and the conditioning week. No problem. We welcome you all. Again, there's limitations on space. Just be aware of that, but it is open to every player. So I know that there will be some recreation level players that may have no intention of trying out. They want to just come by and play some volleyball. Great. So you're welcome to do that. The conditioning week is 4 days, right? So we've got 2 morning sessions, 2 afternoon sessions. We will have 3 different pods. So there'll be a pod that will be outside, a pod that will be inside, and a pod that will be in the yoga room. So we will be rotating those 3 pods through. So it's a total of 60 athletes that we can accommodate for those dates. Any other questions? Come on, there's got to be some.
There's still some in the chat. Someone asked how many people are you taking on each team, and somebody else asked what's the Google Classroom code.
Okay, Google Classroom, we'll start with that one. So the Google Classroom code, let me pull it up here, is, and I'll just actually copy and paste it here. I'll copy the invite link. It's E4ZSGHZ. Yeah, a lot of letters. So let me just grab it and punch it in here. So there is the Google Meet, or excuse me, the classroom code invitation. Okay, as far as how many girls per squad, it's a great question, and I can't really answer that. I'm not notorious, me personally, and again, this is not just my decision, right? We'll sit down with the coaching staff. Coach Sloan, which a lot of you guys know, my wife, who's an AP at the school, she will most likely be involved in some capacity with the program as well, so just FYI. But we'll sit down and we'll consult as a team, and we will take a look at how many athletes. I would say 12 would be a good number. It could be that for JV and for the freshman team, it's more. But again, we don't know, right? I had all these projections for the boys program. We ended up having a really, just due to COVID, we had a really poor turnout. So we took literally every single kid that was there. So let's just see what happens. Yeah, so. Did I miss any more, Coach Lambert? Any other questions in there?
Not that I see, no.
Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions for me, guys? Like I said, when we meet with the players, we'll go through a lot of this information in more detail. We'll cover, our coaching philosophy and things of that nature. I know that there's a few girls on the team that, I've worked with in the past and know who I am. So that'll be good. But obviously there's a lot of new faces. So, we want to spend as much time as we can in the early season, bringing the girls together, doing a lot of collaborative work as a team and just getting familiar with each player. And I'll say this, one of the things that we're very strong on is we believe very much in an open door policy. I am never, ever been a coach to shy away from, an inquiry or a criticism or questions from a parent. And I'll say this, one of my, some of the girls that know me, one of my favorite questions is why. I strongly encourage athletes to ask that question, right? Why are you teaching me this? Why is this a value? What does this do for me? And I think that the more questions are brought up, the more answers that we need to provide as a staff. And, that shows, hopefully, to a degree, the level of understanding that we have or the level of experience that we have, and we will have an answer. And if we don't, we will get you one. But anyway, we welcome that. So as far as parents' involvement and questions, I absolutely welcome it. You'll have no, problem with me in terms of scheduling a time to sit and chat. This is the old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, we know that as parents, you're heavily invested in the future of your daughter, and we can't separate you from that. It's very important that you work with us in that process, right? So I think that the more informed you are as a parent in terms of what our perspective is as a coach, as coaches, as a team, hopefully that will shed a little bit of light, and then we can utilize that information together to try to help your daughter grow and develop and mature into the best athlete that she can be. So that is the number one priority. Simple as that. We want the athlete to be the best that she can possibly be. And that usually involves a lot of people getting involved in that. So there will be a protocol, obviously, for that. If there's issues or concerns or questions or anything at all, I'll be available. Typically, it's 24 hours after a game or after a practice. You'll set up an email, and we'll either do a virtual meet or we'll do a face-to-face. But please don't be shy. We are absolutely available. Any other questions? I know I've kept you guys a while here. I apologize. But hopefully we went through a lot of the details. And this is being recorded, so I will post this again. So if it needs to be passed on to anyone that's missed, it can be. Coach Kyman, anything from you? Any other questions for me or for the coaches?
No.
No? Okay. Parents? Players? Let's see if there's any other. Boy, everybody's quiet. We got how many people in here? 34. Everybody's so quiet. All right. If you don't have questions, you're welcome to email me. If you have some, questions that you want to ask me in a private setting, shoot me an email over. I'll respond right away and get back to you. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. But that's all we've got for tonight, guys. And like I said, we'll see you hopefully June 17th at 4. And then we can schedule a second date if need be. I appreciate you guys very much. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Nice to meet everybody. See ya. Take care. Bye, Alex. Bye, guys. Bye, Ava. Bye, guys. Hey.
Hey, Jay.
Hold on. Let me stop recording. Hold on one second. Stop recording. All right. That way we can get this out. So I don't know. What do you think?
That was good. I think everyone's just kind of shy. I know, I always just typed in the chat too because it feels more polite because I feel like people didn't want to interrupt while you were